Hey everybody, let's do a reading, shall we? I'm feeling very feisty today. It's Thursday night. I wish it was Friday, and it will be soon enough. But there's a lot of weather in the energy today, and there's a lot of change happening. You can almost feel it. Remember how last week I was saying like it felt like spring at moments throughout the week? Like it feels like fall now, I think. So change happens in fall too. So we're going to do a reading today. I haven't done one of these since I just started this channel, but I haven't done one of these since the beginning. This is a reading for the masculine energies. What's going on now? What's happening now with the masculine energies? And regardless of how you identify in your personhood, masculinity goes a little bit beyond that into the energy that you put forth in your experience of this world as a human being. So you don't have to be a man to have masculine energy, but I am talking about that bro energy, that dude energy, that Lancelot energy, that masculine bravado energy, okay? So that's what we're drawing on today, a reading for the guys. I have already shuffled. Naturally, I'm using the cards deck. If you're a masculine guy who does not identify with a car culture, I'm sorry, but hopefully you can just humor us a little bit, okay? So bottom card is the 9 of Cups. I don't know much about BMWs. I'm going to assume that most BMW owners don't know much about BMWs. No offense, guys, but if you're a BMW aficionado almost exclusively, we might not get along that great, but it doesn't matter for this card. So we will do the reading anyway. 9 of Cups. So great bottom card for us to have in this reading opening up. Let's look at what we have for the 5 cards. So the 9 of Wands. The 4 of Wands. Do you recognize a theme so far? That is interesting. Wheel of Fortune. The Hermit. That's cool, right? Let me show you this. So unless you've grown up under a rock, that's the Batman Forever Batmobile. Okay, 9 of Wands, 4 of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, and the Hermit. Holy shit. These Wands cards keep coming up. Wow. I just want to see what's 2 of Cups. I have a feeling there were some Cups cards underneath and the Chariot. Okay. Wow, you guys. So I'm getting the cards are saying that the time is right. The time is right for something. What is the time right for? Let's clarify a little bit because I want to, I was going to pull with the Tarot of the Abyss, but the Light Seer is really calling to me right now. A lot of Wands energy here, which is good. But I feel like it's too much. I feel like there's the potential to get into feelings a little bit too much. I feel like there's a lot of emotional rabbit holes that are in your energy right now. I hope that makes sense. I'll kind of try to explain, but I don't want to digress. So there's a lot of potential for, okay, let's use another analogy since we've got the cards deck. I feel like there's a lot on this road that you're on. Okay, so you're driving down this road in the car of your choice, whatever you're driving. Hopefully it's not a Prius. I asked somebody the other day what his dream car was. His dream car, okay? Dream car. Like, money's no object. What is your dream car? Of all the cars that have ever been made, what do you want to own? And this dude's response was, well, I hesitate calling him a dude. This person's response was, and no offense if it's your choice, but please. His response was a 2025 Prius. Stop. Just stop. You've got to do better than that. I don't care if you know anything about cars at all. I don't even know anything about cars. But please, no. Anyway, so you're driving down the road, your destiny, your path. You're driving down this path with the car of your choice. For me, I wouldn't mind any Jaguar F-Type any year, except like you could maybe leave out the 2010s. But other than that, pretty much any year, Jaguar F-Type. We're driving down the road, going through our days on our path in this universe. And there's some potholes now in this energy. You're driving down a portion of the road where there's quite a few potholes. These potholes have the potential, if you don't avoid them, to break an axle, to get stuck in, because you're going slow enough down this highway right now. It's pretty slow travels right now, okay? There's not a lot of super fast energy right here. So you're going kind of slow, and you're going slow enough that if the pothole's big enough, you could get stuck, okay? Also, the pothole's big enough, you could break an axle and break down just 20 yards down the road. You could be stuck. I also broke an axle once in an Oldsmobile Delta 88 in Indiana. And luckily I was very close to an Oldsmobile dealership, believe it or not. It was the first exit off. It was very serendipitous. And I crippled it to the dealership, and they were still open by the grace of God, even though it was past 5 o'clock. And I was a 20-year-old model at the time, and they took care of that at no charge for me because they knew the situation was dire. I had to get home, and I stayed for like $15. I stayed in this completely incense inundated Indian run little hotel on the side of the road where you could rent a room by the hour. And I stayed there the night, didn't sleep at all, got up the next morning. I think they had it fixed by like 10 in the morning because they wanted to make sure I was on my way. But that was the one experience so far that I've had where I broke an axle. And it was very interesting. Very interesting experience and very interesting story to add to my life. But this, not so interesting, not so exciting. You break an axle in this energy and you're stuck on the side of the road with no one coming, no exit nearby, nowhere to go. It is that dire because those potholes that I'm talking about on this road that you could get stuck in are emotional voids, emotional rabbit holes, potholes. They're places of emotional heaviness that you could let derail you if you don't avoid them. And I'm not saying that you should be a cold person, and I'm not saying you shouldn't experience your emotions as they come, but don't overthink the emotions, okay? That's where we get into trouble, right? Is if we feel an emotion because of a trigger, because we think of someone or we think of something that happened to us, and that comes into our brain, and we feel an emotional response to that because the body doesn't know it any differently. If it happened 20 years ago and we're still holding on to it, if we see it in our mind's eye, again, the memory, it happens to our body again. That's just straight fact. So if we haven't dealt with some stuff, then our brain actually causes an emotional, not an emotional, but a physiological response, a somatic response, right? So all that to say that your mind is tripping you up in these circumstances. So the potholes are emotional potholes. You do not want to get your car stuck in on the road down on your path towards Easy Street, right? So if you're on this potholy road, you want to avoid those circumstances. So when a memory comes or when something angers you happening in real time, whenever you have a heavy emotional response, you want to go ahead and breathe through it. Don't think through it. Let it happen. Understand that once you start thinking and then you overthink, you're going to continue that emotional response for as long as you can in this energy. And it will wrap hold of you, and it will break an axle, and it will keep you in that pothole. I hope that makes sense. That's the analogy that I came up with since we have our cars. All right, so let's clarify something, shall we? I want to clarify this Wheel of Fortune, I think. The time is right with the Wheel of Fortune. I'm also getting a lot of that same energy I got the other day where your response to other people should be you should have as little emotional response as possible. Yeah. That lack of emotional response to other people, like if somebody's pissing you off, like just do your own thing. Do not become someone else's emotional slave, basically, right? So obviously if there's something important you need to take care of, or if there's an emotional response that is a cry for help from a friend, obviously, you know what I'm talking about, but just people who are dicking with you, obviously, don't give them the time of day. Just ignore them. That karma I'm getting a little bit of that. That karma is, you're putting energy and karma into your karma bank right now. Like right now, more than any other time, you're getting a greater return on investment for the good deeds and the ignoring assholes that you do, right? So sometimes if you ignore an asshole, or if you pick up a piece of trash on the sidewalk, it is what it is. It's pretty neutral. But right now, I think it's really beneficial to you. So your karmic return on small little micro doses of charity, compassion, turning the other cheek it's going to pay off right now. Okay, that makes sense. I'm getting a lot of that with the Wheel of Fortune. Let's see if she's going to consider what I said. Okay, well, ironically, with this Two of Wands, all I'm seeing is that VW bus. If you can, yeah, there it is. And I've really looked at this card 1,000 times, and I have never really paid attention to that VW bus. And the globe, definitely the globe. So to me, that's reinforcing my little analogy, which I love. But you have been waiting for a while for the energy to be different, but this is the first time the devil has come out in one of my readings for y'all. So congratulations. All right. Well, no, I think it came out the first week too, but it was very minor energy. This is not. So the devil, if you haven't paid attention to a lot of tarot readings before, the devil isn't necessarily like the devil like from hell. The devil is energy that is more lean toward the negative. And I don't mean that like an everyday. I mean, yes, it's possessive. It's the kind of energy that makes people do crazy, horrible things. Yes, but it's also a little bit more passive, a little bit more day to day as well. So yeah, this guy could really fuck you up and convince you that it's a good idea to do something terrible to another person. But also this guy could get you to cheat on your taxes, could get you to, ghost someone, could get you to kick a dog, right? Could get you to think negatively about yourself too, okay? That's huge in this energy right now, is how you're thinking about yourself. What's your concept of yourself and your self-worth right now? Huge. So this guy, in one of the most powerful instances of like surfaces of the devil, gets you to think terrible things about yourself that absolutely aren't true. But it could have been conditioned to think, you could have been conditioned that way by parents who listen to the devil, or by a spouse that listened to the devil, or it's just devil generally, but it's negative energy. Okay. So additionally, the timing is right, but are you paying attention? So if you see the Four of Cups, the Four of Cups often is symbolized here. This is a pretty common depiction of it, where there is someone just sort of dreaming and wishing and hoping for something amazing, and there's something amazing being handed to them just like that. But they're not paying attention. So like this, the last time this card came out, I reminded you all of the instance where I was with a friend, a very miserable single friend, and they were complaining that there weren't any like cool women in town. And then this amazing woman walks by, and they had their head in their phone, like didn't even notice this amazing woman who just walked by, who had very open energy, who was just ready to meet people. That kind of stuff happens all the time. So keep your eyes open. Keep on seeing what the universe has to offer you. What are you ignoring? What are you ignoring that the universe is trying to give you? Literally give you. This is time. It's time, but you are not seeing it. So this is a little bit of a warning about the Wheel of Fortune and the timing of everything being so important right now. The Knight of Cups, we often talk about this. The last time I talked about this, it was not a player energy. This time it is. So for you guys, be fucking careful and respectful. Remember those little microaggressions and micro karmic moments that I was talking about? They are especially true if you have a romantic karmic connection with someone. So if you're being a player, for example, let's say that you actually have a girlfriend, but you're on dating apps and she doesn't know, and you're holding her in place because she's the best option that you've met, but you're looking for better options. First of all, absolutely no respect, because you're a fucking idiot. Do you know how hard it is to find someone who will take care of you and who is checking all the boxes? It is so fucking hard. And you're luckier when you're younger because there's more single people. But if you keep doing that, you're going to be 60 years old trying to get with 20-year-olds, and people will be laughing at you. Just saying. Besides that, it's a dick move. It's a dick move not to be honest with the people that you're in a relationship with. If you say you've got a girlfriend, God forbid you're living together, you don't go on dating sites. That's just, so that player energy, those little micro karmic and big karmic debts that you're going to have to pay, pay very close attention to that in this energy, because the timing is right for you to be exposed right now. I don't know if you're paying attention to politics or celebrity lifestyles, but the age of Aquarius is a thing. People are getting their justice, right? Is the justice on them, or are they getting the justice, right? So we're seeing a lot of cases now coming out where people's dirty laundry is actually being exposed. This is the right time for it. And it doesn't matter if you're a celebrity or if you live in a trailer park. It's the same type of energy. Your shit's going to get exposed. Your dirty laundry is going to come out. If there's been a 10-year investigation into your business, we're going to find out about it now during this time of Aquarius, especially the front end. So that to say, this is player energy. This is a warning. Look at the gifts in front of you. Recognize that you should be so fucking blessed to receive the abundance that you have. And, don't fuck around with a good thing, basically. This is right here so far. The timing is right to not fuck around with a good thing. Okay. Then we have the Ace of Pentacles, basically reiterating that gratitude that I wish y'all had for what you have. Gratitude and focus on what you have, what God has given you, what the universe has given you, and accept nothing else. The timing is right. And then the devil is just there as an absolute warning, like that you could really just completely fuck this up in many ways. So, in one way you could fuck this up by running your car in potholes and delving deep into emotional, either memories or emotional states of mind. And that could really mess with you. Like long term, like clinically, like you could get stuck in October and that parlay into November, and then the holidays really suck if you're depressed. A lot of people get depressed during the holidays every single year, regardless of what's happening in their life. It definitely happens. So imagine if you're depressed at the beginning of October. So stay out of your head, let the emotions pass. Do that. Okay, that's one way that you could fuck yourself up, is by getting in those emotional quagmires. The other way that you could fuck yourself up this month is by ignoring what you have and not contributing to your karmic bank account. Not doing little things that will actually help you. And I'm talking from the heart. From the heart. If you don't have a heart that is naturally inclined for empathy and compassion, first of all, I do not believe that. I think that deep down you do, but sometimes we have to train ourselves because our thoughts don't naturally go to those good things. But if that's the case, that's the case. So just little things, even petting a dog is a moment of compassion and empathy. Your dog or someone else's dog. Doing a tiny little thing for a friend of yours, sending them, something cute off of Amazon and having it delivered to their door. Reaching out to someone you haven't talked to in a while, a friend from high school, and asking how they are. Those little tiny things will help you build that karmic bank account as we go into November. Very, very important. If you don't, like I've been explaining for the last week, you could be caught up in this cycle of karmic debt that really is affected by everyone else around you, and you're in a swirling pit in November. I'm just saying, I want the best for y'all. And I think the potential is definitely there. It is not all doom and gloom. Let's just pull real quick on the Four of Wands. Let's see what we have to celebrate as the lights go down and you can barely see the screen. Sorry about that, but if I get up, I leave you guys, and I don't want to leave this energy. I'm definitely here. I really want the best to happen for y'all, but I think there's more warnings than there is, it's not a balance. There's warning. Okay, so this is potential for a good month. Not a great month, but a good month. There's potential. You have to be very aware of your assignment. I'll try to pull the celebration energy, see what it is that you have to. Lot of fire, lot of fire. Okay, we have a strength card underneath. Come on, what do we got? All right. So the potential is that, okay? The potential is contract. The potential is partnership. The potential is happiness. The potential is a choice to make union, not just with another person, but with the universe. Like, I know that sounds really deep, but it is. If you stay out of your own head and you don't get stuck in emotional quagmires. Yeah, you have the 10 of Cups. Yeah. So, and that, or the 9 of Cups. And if you'll remember, that was our bottom card. So there we go. Sorry, you can barely see, but really, really beautiful to come back to a full circle and end with the 9 of Cups. So, you know, it is not all roses and rainbows. I hope that I can be helpful to y'all. I mean, if you just even make one choice, or it pops into your head that maybe, you know, you should help that little old lady across the street, or keep a door held open for somebody at the gym, or wipe down your fucking equipment at the gym, then I have helped someone. Anyway, I love y'all. I thank you very much. If you have stayed till the end of this reading, I really love you. And I think that you should probably subscribe, because I want to hit 50 so that I can do live stream. If I hit live stream capability with 50 subs, then I can really do kind of personalized readings for free. Because what are the chances that more than a couple of people will log on to watch a live stream out of 50? Yeah. So you'll pretty much get a personalized reading every time I do a live stream on this channel after I get 50 subs. So just saying, just need to get to 50 and YouTube will let me do live stream. So thank you so much. Good luck in this energy. I'm going to keep pulling on it because there's a lot to be determined in October that pushes us through the rest of the month, or pulls us through by our hair. Okay. And I don't want you to get pulled through November and December by your hair on a gravel road. Okay. Love you all.